Welcome to our deep dive. We're tackling a really critical topic today, sometimes called the Spermpocalypse. It sounds provocative, but it points to something genuinely serious about male health and, well, the future of human reproduction.
Absolutely. You sent over some fascinating sources, and we're going to dig into the key takeaways for you.
What strikes me is just how quickly this seems to have developed,
It really has. That speed makes it urgent for everyone to understand, not just couples trying to conceive. We need to look at the data, the surprising causes, and crucially, what can actually be done.
Okay, let's get into those numbers then. You mentioned a big 2023 meta-analysis in the materials you compiled. What were the sort of headline findings there?
Right, so that analysis looked at data from 1973 all the way to 2018, and what it found was pretty stark. Average sperm concentrations, they fell by 51.6%.
Over half.
Over half, dropping from about 104 million per milliliter down to just 49 million. It's basically having the building blocks in just one generation.
And it's getting faster, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, even more worrying, the rate of decline actually more than doubled after the year 2000. So the trend is accelerating.
Which explains why so many couples struggle.
Exactly. It translates to roughly 1 in 6 couples facing infertility, and male factors are involved in about half of those cases. And importantly, this isn't just like one country or region, it's global.
That 51.6%, it's genuinely alarming, and the acceleration just makes you think, okay, what on earth is causing this? It has to be something widespread.
Precisely. The sources you gathered point strongly towards environmental factors. Things like endocrine disruptors, chemicals that sort of mimic our hormones.
Like BPA in plastics.
Yeah, BPA, phthalates in personal care products too. They interfere with hormone signals and can damage the very cells that produce sperm. Then you have heavy metals, lead, cadmium, causing oxidative stress. Think of it like cellular rust.
Okay.
And pesticides too, like atrazine and glyphosate. They really mess with reproductive systems. But here's something that really stood out. Microplastics.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
They're now being detected in, get this, 100% of human semen samples tested in some studies. And they're linked to lower sperm count and motility, how well the sperm swim.
Wait, 100% and affecting motility. That's deeply concerning. It really drives home how connected our bodies are to the environment. What else? What about lifestyle?
Good question. Beyond the environment, yeah, the research highlights modern lifestyle factors too. Things like obesity, which can increase estrogen levels in men, or heat exposure.
From laptops on the lap, tight clothing, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Even potentially cell phone radiation, though that's still debated, and definitely chronic stress. They're all listed as contributing factors.
And this connects to testosterone, too.
It does. There's a parallel decline in average testosterone levels, down about 1% per year since the 1980s. So today's 40-year-old man might have hormone levels closer to what a 55-year-old had back then. It's systemic. It affects fertility now, but also potentially long-term male health.
This all sounds quite grim, I have to say, but the sources, they do offer some hope, some actions people can take.
Yes, definitely. It's not all doom and gloom. On an individual level, there are practical steps. Simple things, like switching from plastic to glass containers for food storage.
Okay.
Filtering drinking water. Maintaining a healthy weight through diet and exercise. Managing stress actively. Avoiding direct heat, like laptops on a lap, choosing looser clothing. Small changes can add up.
And the body can recover somewhat.
That's the encouraging part. Sperm regenerates roughly every 74 days. So positive changes you make can actually show results within a few months. It's about making progress, not being perfect.
That's good to hear. And what about the bigger picture? Societally, the sources called for regulation.
Absolutely. That's crucial. The research points to needing stronger regulations, even bans, on the most harmful endocrine disruptors. We need better product labeling so people can make informed choices.
And more research funding.
Definitely. More investment specifically in male fertility research, which has often been overlooked compared to female fertility. And just raising public awareness, making this a real public health conversation.
How do we get there, though? Prioritizing it like a public health emergency seems like a big step with lots of potential hurdles.
It is a big step, but the insights suggest we need to frame it that way. It requires collective will, understanding that the long-term costs of not acting for public health, for society, likely far exceed the challenges of putting stricter regulations or awareness campaigns in place now.
Well, this deep dive certainly makes it clear. The male fertility crisis is, it's complex, it's real, and it needs urgent attention. But also that action is possible, both for individuals and, collectively.
Yeah. And it's so important for anyone listening. If you or someone you know is dealing with infertility, please know you're not alone. It's not a personal failing. Protecting reproductive health today is vital for tomorrow, but it also makes you think, doesn't it? What does normal health even mean anymore when our environment and lifestyles are quietly but fundamentally changing our biology?